Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me for this morning's webinar. Hope you guys have had a good trading week so far. My name is Joel Dollar, Chief Trader for Catch the Turn. We have some news coming out, which I was watching right now on Forex Factory, and a lot of U.S. news. Two high-profile releases came out: positive, better than expected, positive. And then pending home sales will be at around 9 a.m. my time, which will be 7 your guys' time. So we're set up for an actual a nice swing trade right now, short. So just watching news before I would hop into a trade. That's a few things that I like to do. News does play a big factor on Forex, especially if I'm swing trading or if I'm scalping. I want to see what is coming out before I would get into a setup, because it can, you guys have all seen before. If you haven't seen before, just because the news is positive for the U.S. dollar, it can go the complete opposite direction. And that's happened with non-farm payroll. That's happened with multiple news releases. The Euro USD, sometimes will just kind of nod its head to major news announcements, but other pairs, like the pound, dollar, the other major pairs will really move and take a spike. But just before this news came out, I mean, we had some low-profile Europe and pound come in at kind of not too good. And then tonight about 3 a.m. we had some not so good news, but we were still kicking up last night when this not so good news came out. So just because it's positive, or just because it's bad or good, doesn't mean it's going to shoot it completely straight down. Normally, when the Fed speaks, is when it will move. Actually, just kind of like pick a direction, just keep moving and keep moving and keep moving. But the Euro USD for a swing trade, this will be, as I used to talk about, how you have to trade your sessions. And in Forex, we have sessions that we trade. So if you are new to Forex, normally it's the London, Europe, New York overlap. And let me see if I can show you guys exactly what I'm talking about here on that overlap. You come down to news. Let's see if that will show me right there. So unlike other futures and stock, we normally will trade sessions. Here we go, right here. And right here, as you can see, on our session, this is the London right now to the New York overlap. This is a really, or the Europe session, this is a really heavy trading period right there. This is one of the best periods you can trade. Liquidity is 150%. So you have your Sydney, Tokyo overlap, Tokyo, London overlap, and then you have your New York and London overlap. And then as New York kind of dries up in the evening, it kind of filters back off and comes back around to Sydney. So your London, New York is the best time you can actually trade. It's the one all the traders are on right now, trading currency. So we had some moves last night, like right now, if you were swinging, we do have a setup for price to move down. I wanted to watch the news because I did not want to have price move, stop, and shoot back up, forcing our ocean to start to turn back up. The daily itself is set to go up. So if I'm going short on a swing trade, I will be okay because I'm going to watch it. I would trade it very cautiously. Let's go to the daily. Because the weekly is a down week. The daily itself has been stuck and slowly moving back up. It was actually down here and has slowly been moving back up. So we're set to move back up on the daily. So I'd be cautious on my short, just to keep an eye on it. You can tell the 4-hour itself has been coming back up and moving back up. So this is how you can fine tune. You see a green candle, it's a down day. Go to your 4-hour and see where price is at. We're pushing back up. We've actually pierced steam. So we're coming back up. The weekly is still set to move down. So we're long term, we've been moving sideways and ranging, which you can see we've been actually ranging since 919, just moving up and down really tight. This is what usually kills traders on raw charts. What we can see right now, we know we're moving sideways. We know there's really nothing going on. So you could, if I took my short, I would just be very cautious and watch it. I would be I'm on a Canadian here. I'll actually watch it. U.S. Canadian last night about 11 o'clock, pushed solid down. So you had a setup yesterday. I think in the webinar yesterday we read about here. We hit, broke Cobra. We had a setup. So you had 2 trades yesterday you could have taken on a U.S. Canadian. So the setups are happening. You just got to scan. You just got to see what's out there and what's going on. Now today I wanted to cover one area that I usually send people to. I know some of you are there. I know Nick is there. It's a great site to really get you caught up on the currency, because we are coming on Ninja, and I know you guys have been trading futures and stocks and whatever your broker allows you to trade. Well, for currency, this is a babypips.com. It's a great place because it's free. One of the problems I had in the past when I was learning currency is I felt like every site that I went to wanted to charge me an arm and a leg just to learn the basics. Now, this site is not only good for currency, it's going to teach you the basics of technical analysis and fundamental analysis, which is good to know in your trading. Remember, we are here to become traders. We want to learn how to be a trader, not just, currency or futures or so forth. We want to become a trader. So it's called the School of Pipsology. It's a free school. You can take a test after each section. You start off with preschool, what is Forex, why trade it, who trades, kindergarten, 3 types of analysis, which is very good, types of charts, and you get in elementary school. Support and resistance, Japanese candlesticks, Fibonacci, moving average, common chart indicators, and these things are not used in just in currency, they're used in futures, they're used in stock. It just so happens that futures and stock respect these levels a lot more than Forex will. So it's good to know. Oscillator, momentum indicators, important chart patterns, pivot points, summer school, Elliott wave theory, harmonic price patterns, high school, trading divergent, market environments, trading breakouts, fundamental, currency crosses, multiple time frame analysis. This is the most important one. If you are a pretty good trader and you got kind of a good handle, move down to multiple time frame analysis, because that's what we use on our system to help guide us into trades as well. Market sentiment, trading the news, carry trades, dollar index. I mean, it's very, very good. Dollar index makes a big difference when you're trading currency. It just comes down junior year. That's your plan. What type of trader are you? This is a good one too. Knowing what type of trader you are is going to help you become a lot more successful. I know that I can scalp, swing, and position. Do I like scalping? Not anymore. I can do it. I've been on the room before with you guys. I think the first 2 nights we had it, I did it. And I think people got to see really how aggressive I was. I'm out quick. I'm going for 2, 3, 4, 5 pips, because 7 or 8 of those trades add up, and my night's done, my day's done. But that plays into my weakness of me wanting to constantly trade, which is a breaking rule. Number 1 is you do not overtrade your account. Swing and position allow me to be a little bit more methodical. I can plan my trade and trade my plan. So, keeping a trading journal, I do that as well. I write down all my trades. I have an Excel. I don't know if it's even on here anymore. Did I move it? It's in my trade reports. I will actually keep an Excel spreadsheet of all my trades taken, the session I took, the time I took, just to keep track of my winning and losing trades, and I can keep a total of what I've made for that month. So it works very well when you are learning how to trade, because you can keep up with what you're doing. Risk management, very well. Position sizing is very well to learn. So there's some very good things, stop loss, scaling in, scaling out. Currency correlations I use, Brokers 101, trading scams, and graduation speech. After each section, you can take a test. So if you were on multiple time frame analysis, it's going to start the class. It's going to go over. I actually printed every single one of these on paper and printed them out. I have a little binder. So, you can talk about what's going on, you read it, what time frame should I trade. You can mark lesson complete, and it talks about the time frames you should trade. What are you going to be trading? Go to time frame breakdown. Breaks down your time frames here, the disadvantages, short term, transaction costs, intraday. It's very, very good. And then there's a summary at the very end of each course. You'll do a quick summary of what you learned right here and then you can then come down, take a pop quiz, and take a test. It's very, very good, good site to go to, but there's not a whole lot because you're not on the forums. It's not like Forex Factory, where there's a whole lot of hype from people coming out. So there's you know there's tons of things online that can show you good setups and good layouts. We offer the Traders Lab as a one-stop shop for most of all of this, but it's a good site to go to learn on really what's going on. I mean, once you get into Elliott Wave, it talks about how Elliott Wave started, fractals, you know, ABC correction, which is what I use. And it's you don't have to know this stuff, but it's good to know it, just because it gives you more tools in your toolbox to be a trader. It's not just for currency; it's for a lot of things. I see all these triangles all the time. I see the zigzag ABC corrections, and I see the actual corrections on the patterns. I mean, I learned all this for my certification. It gets you caught up on the what's going on for trading. You know, this will help you for futures. It will help you. Do you have to know it to be a successful trader? No, you don't. But it's good to know. It just kind of helps you out. It gets you caught up into what's going on. But multiple time frame analysis is very well. Because I mean, honestly, if you can't take a chart and just draw simple trend lines, simple support and resistance lines, just simple things, then you need some work on being a trader. We have a lot of people who I've talked to in the past years ago that would come to me on Facebook when I ran my website, and they'd want to know how to trade Forex, and I'd say okay, and I would do them what's called visual trading. Visual trading was where you would put one indicator on a chart, and every time it crossed price, you would mark it down on a piece of paper, and you would this is how I learned. You would take a notebook and you would say buy. If it went above, you'd say sell. If it went below. And what you were doing is you were tracking how many times you would win, but you were also tracking how price moved in respect to that indicator. This is how I learned how indicators worked. This is how I learned how price moved. When I said that, you know, when I was asked how did I take a certain trade so quick, I'm like, because I'm in tune with price. And when you watch price enough, you become in tune with it. After that, I said, okay, take away moving average, throw in PSAR, throw in Bollinger Bands, throw in something. Every time it hits the top, say, okay, now we're on a bounce. You know, we have Bollinger Band squeeze. You know, you write buy or sell. And it taught them how. But then I had people ask me, as soon as I said, okay, go ahead and put an EMA and some supporter or trend lines. And they would say, what is that? Do you have that indicator? Folks, if you don't know what an EMA is or an MA is, you think it comes for free with all your platforms. So I told people, I said, well, maybe you're not ready to trade Forex. That is why people lose. I feel like they get told, you know, yes, you can make all this money. You can do this, you can do that in trading, really quick, really easy. And they get on these sites and they you know, they don't make, you know, anything. All they're told is what this program can do for them, yet they're not told the whole story. And it's really bad because you know, there's so many companies out there that will promise you all this stuff, you know, all this stuff to make money. I'm gonna type it up here. And most of the stuff you can find online for free. Some of it you can't. Some of it, you know, it's just like I said, nothing is. Most of it's not up and running. I mean, a lot of it's based off of old indicators that they've taken and they've modified barely. Here's one. I don't like. Hopefully, you guys won't be able to see. Like right here, this guy sells tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of indicators. A lot of them you can get for free, but you get these indicators. Let me see if this in here. This one does, and it shows you easy, 100 pips daily. That just avoid this stuff, people. You know, because and I'm just giving you an idea of what's out there. A lot of stuff here, they'll charge you. I think one of the ones that I remember friends of mine getting this system here. I actually want to go to the actual site right here. It's one of these sites, you know, that scroll forever and forever and forever and keep scrolling and keep scrolling and keep scrolling. Because I had this program back when I first started out. Back when I think it was Broker Nightmare. And it doesn't work. You know, you can see this right here. It doesn't, you know, it just $97. Yeah, all right, money back guarantee. And all the PS, PPS, Q&A, just ever scrolling, you know, and it has money, and it just, you want to become a trader. I mean, all this is simple as 3 moving averages at cross price on a 1 hour, and just an SRS indicator, which is just basically a broken down moving average crossing a simple line. You know, this is just, be careful and be cautious. That's why I say go to baby pips and learn. You know, 100 pips per trade. Well, looking at what this is trading on, that's 5th digit, so that comes down to 10 pips per trade. So 10 to 20 pips per day. So it's just be cautious on these programs and platforms. That's why there's so much stuff out there that will jack you up when you trade. That is why that's why I don't like automation systems. I don't like alerts. I don't like little deals that tell you that, hey, if this is all one color, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, because it makes lazy traders. And to have something on both screens line up at once is not going to happen, because it's always going to happen first on your lower time frame before this other time frame. And remember the concept of the wave I mentioned to you folks at, you know, the stadium that's standing up and waving. Well, the first will stand up and wave, and then the second will come back around, and then so forth. It's going to be a nice long wave that will never really get on time. It will never be on all together as one. So Baby Pips is a good place to go to. There's not a lot of hype, not a lot of junk, not a lot of programs on it. They do have good forums. The moderators, you know, they are, you know, I don't know. I know they're traders. I don't know how successful they are, because I mean, if you've got over 4,000 posts, you know, to me, you spend a lot of time on your site posting. But I mean, who knows? I mean, like I said, I'm not saying they're not traders right now. They could actually be trading. So it's just there's good sites to learn. So when you do go to Ninja and get back onto the futures and so forth, this, you know, you're going to have the basic concept of what's going on. Do I use technical analysis? Yes, I do. I use trend lines. I use support lines. It's not that hard to learn. So do please learn it. It will help you out. That way, if you guys do go to a trading expo or a trading event, and you go someplace that you want, you're not lost. You know, because I went to one in Dallas. I try to go to one once a year in Dallas. That's close enough for me to head to, and they're good to go to. You can see a lot of good programs that are out there. You can kind of get an idea of, you know, what the market experts are thinking, and you know, you can actually meet the brokers, meet FXCM, trade stations there, TD Ameritrade's there. A few of the Forex brokers are there, stock brokers are there. They're doing interviews. Active Trader Magazine, Stocks and Commodities are there. If you guys are looking for more information, pick up a copy from Stocks and Commodities Magazine. They did their Forex special back in September, but it's a great magazine that kind of gets you an idea of the market. You know, you can kind of immerse yourself in what's going on. Most bookstores have it. Barnes and Nobles have it. Hastings has it. Any place that sells a lot of decent magazines besides your local, just, you know, grocery stores will have it. Active Trader is a good one to have. You actually have to subscribe to it. They did take Currency Trader magazine off as a hard copy. It's now a digital copy. You can download those as a PDF format. But they're good magazines to see what new technology is coming out, you know, what new patterns are coming out, and it fills that knowledge gap in. You know, we don't want you just to don't think that you can just have this system and be a successful trader with the system alone. It's going to take more to the puzzle. So it's going to take a little more. I mean, I remember people thinking, okay, I've got one system and that's it, I can trade. Well, as you all know, news comes out, higher time frames take over play. What's going on behind the surface. Even when I wrote my book on my Heikin-Ashi hybrid method, I mentioned taking your chart down to a naked chart to see what the candlesticks are doing, to see where your major support and resistance lines are. Just because you'd hate to be set up for a trade, yet you didn't know because you couldn't see that you were actually on a major support line or major resistance line that's been holding for 4 or 5 years. So it just kind of helps you trade. Yes, I do have confidence in the algorithms. I do trust them. It's just that it's more tools for a personal level. So when you do trade futures, you do trade stock, you get into currency, you have more insight. So you can diagnose why your trade might have went wrong, or you can use it to really help your trade. As far as, yes, this is this is verified a very good entry. I might want to up my lot size a little bit. So it's just ways to get you caught up. So today, as I said, we did have news coming out, which I was watching before we started out. I think I'll close that out. No, we did have daily effects up. You go down. Let me refresh. There we go. I do like both. I like Forex Factor because it updates a lot. You can sit there and watch the numbers will come on and they kick on. So, we had positive, pause, positive, not so good, not so good. So really, it's we still have more coming up positive, and then we'll have today, and then we'll have some New Zealand, some JPY, and tomorrow we have some high-profile news end off Friday. So I'd love to see how erratic that's actually going to be. So let me get some questions here. I want to answer them real quick before we pop up, before we get going here. Not sure, Tina, on the first one. I'll ask Vlad today and see what's going on, because I know he was there. See, platform available, Nick. I'm not sure. I guess everyone's platform is up. I haven't heard anything. We can ask Steven. Okay, all right. I'll take a look at yours after the webinar. What's the name of the one in Dallas that I go to? The Traders Expo in Dallas is what I go to. There's Money Show, there's a Traders Expo, and that's one that I head to in Dallas, and it happens once a year, normally around July. In July is when it happens. But I'm there. I mean, I'm actually going to stay in the hotel this next year. This past year, my summer was cut between my Florida trip and the expo, so I didn't stay, but I will stay next year for the full 3 days. But it's a good expo to go to because they give a lot of. You can actually go sit in on the bullpen, which will have free speakers coming on to speak about what everyone who has a booth will have a chance to come and speak. And then if you want to get into detail, you can pay to go actually see actual TD Ameritrade, TradeStation, had them actually listen to their actual professional traders. Kathy Lynn was there. I followed her method for a long time. Double Bollinger Band, and Bollinger Band being one of my favorite indicators. So it's a pretty good deal. Let's see, Tom. If you were short US CAD from last night, how would you determine when to get out? On the US CAD, we've had positive news for the US come out, so that's actually a plus. Remember, when price gets to value, this red line, it normally bounces, right? There's times it pushes straight through it. There's times it can hit and then bounce. So immediately once I cross this line, I close half of my trade out. So if I'm at lot 1, I'll close 0.50 out on that lot. So I close half of it out. That way I'm out, and then I'm gonna continue to assess it. If we come back up and bounce, I'm gonna watch. Now right now you have your first blue red. All right. So we're gonna see with the positive news coming out. We're gonna see that yes, it's time that maybe the U.S. is gonna respond off that positive news, come back up. All right, but we're still poised to go down unless we shoot straight up here and keep going. I would then close out, but it comes down to you. You can take half profit at value, or once it closes value, you can close completely out. We see the turn coming on a 15-minute, so we knew a breath was coming up, and then we knew the news was positive for the U.S. So we know that the news should be coming up for the U.S. It should be turning and heading back up in the U.S. favor. So it just comes down to how you want to get out. And then Nick, you can't connect, no problem. We'll get that looked at for you. So as far as trading is concerned, people, just we really want to teach you guys how to be traders. So when the new platform does come up on Ninja, it'll be we'll break down the new algorithms for you. Of course, there'll be a new book on our new guide on it, just to explain the new algorithms that we have, which are, to me, are a lot better. I mean, I like them. They're similar. They're just they give a little more information on what's going on. So we have had some trades. We've had a U.S. Canadian trade. I think I can't remember who was in this trade yesterday that actually got in. I can't remember. And I think it was it you, Nick? I think that got in, that kind of hopped out and got back in and hopped out through this time yesterday, because we did go down. Eventually we stopped and came back up. Okay, did you actually get out before you took that turn or break of Cobra? Because I know that I remember you were in it. Yeah, okay, all right, good. So using Cobra as entries and exits is the best way. But that's why we don't want to get in between. We want to get in and use these breaks. So that way we're deviated, came up and touched. Remember, this is actually the kill zone. If I go over here, on my raw chart, we actually came up past my kill zone. And see, right now in the raw chart, we stopped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To me, any more than 2 candles, we've got a support level. I've got my actual line right here. So anything more than 2 candles, you have a support level. You have a support level here, support level here. These are just minor. Support level here, support level up top. And you have all these nice little support levels you can watch. So if I didn't have the ocean, didn't have any of this stuff here, I can actually see where we've stopped and we've hit. So we can even call this right here a little range. Let me come up here. A little range area. Let's take these away. And say I'm watching now for price that came in. I'm watching for price to kind of bounce and break out. Whichever way it goes, you can see that we were in actually a trend line. If you can't do this, folks, just as easy as I'm doing it, like I said, learn how to. It's actually going to help you out. I'm going to the body of the candle, not the wick. So we see here, I have a trend line and a support and resistance line. So we bounce, we come up, bounce, 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 real tiny, and whichever way it breaks, that's usually the direction we're going to go. So it's this very easy technical analysis. We're in a downtrend, and trend lines, in retrospect, they're tested more than 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and it holds. It becomes the more it's hit and the more it's tested, the stronger it becomes, because that's what traders out in the world are watching. Now, banks can see this. Banks can say, banks can be like, all right, we broke up going to the north side, we've closed, we're going to let people into that trade, and then we're going to sell, and we're just going to basically just kill them and just move straight down. But you can see we've been coming up after a bigger trend. Take away this stuff so you guys can actually see what's happening on a technical level. This trend line would actually be coming down here. You always want to draw the trend lines through your chart completely. There we go. So you can see this one's actually been holding. Oops. At the top. There you go. This is held, come back, held, come back, held. It's 3 solid times. This trend line has held. Held here, and held right through here. So the 3 that we've held. So we're looking for it to continue to move up. All right. So it's only held a little bit up top here. So it's just your basic technical analysis. And how do you switch, and Nick says, how do you switch from the ocean to the raw chart you're on? Okay. I have a tab that a few people have requested, a few clients that they're doing this for a while. They were trading the weekly on the 1 hour because some people just like raw charts better as well. So we added a tab and we got to my swing chart, so it'll open everything back on. So we added a raw chart tab. It's basically, it's got the ocean, which right here is actually your kill zone, which is this orange line. This one's a little less deviation, so you can kind of see what's going on a raw basis. And then we kept Cobra just solid instead of having it dashed. Some people like it dashed, some like it solid, because some folks are actually counting these dashes, which we don't do. So we added it on for folks to see. But what our candles do is, 1 second here. What they do is they filter all this choppiness, because honestly in the past I can admit, when I was going up or down in the market, I would get so nervous if I would be, say, selling and I got this right here. These three, especially this candle here being somewhat of a pin bar, not really, but I would call it one. I would get out immediately, because how do I know? I knew that we were on a nice support level that was tested. 1, 2, 3. It broke it. The next candle opened and shot down past it, but it came back up and came back up, and this was enough to fake me out and close me out of that trade. And then look what happened. We shot down. This would have been enough to fake me out and to get me out, and we kept going down. So it filters out all that noise. You don't see that anymore, so you stay in the trade. And that's what our candles were made for, to keep you in the trade and to filter out this noise and this junk out that would actually throw you off. Because I would get nervous. The longer the candle rides up, the more nervous I get, because I know that if it shoots up what I call runners, they're always 9 times out of 10 going to have the next candle is going to be a bear candle or bull candle. Same thing. Nice long bear candle, next one's a bull candle. Even though you might have sold at the open right here and went down, coming back up, I'd have closed out. But even though we did go back down even further, it's that noise that we don't see. See, we stayed in here. We could keep in down from here, because we never did got to break a Cobra. We never did go from solid blue yellow. So it keeps us in that trade. See, Tina says, where is your book? The guide, Tina, for Ninja? Is that what you're asking? Because that one hasn't been that's being made right now. Oh, the one I wrote. Oh, I have copies of it. I have it in hard copy and PDF format. So yeah, if you want, I can send you a copy, because I sold it a couple of years ago. I don't sell it anymore. I had my run with it. It was a good run. It was fun. Yeah, I'll send you a PDF of it. Nick, for the tab, just let Steven know, and he can add that tab for you on your platform. You can add it yourself. It's not hard. It's 2 oceans. It's Cobra, just on a raw chart. I mean, that's all it is. It's not hard to add. Some people who figure the platform out, which you folks, you need to know your platform. If you don't know your platform, if you don't know how to change the candles from bar to line, zoom in, zoom out, if you don't know how to draw trend lines, take a ruler out and measure, it really hinders your trading performance. It's kind of like me giving you a tank and saying, okay, this is how you go forward, this is how you go back. But how do you shoot? How do you sight in? How do you turn? How do you reload? So there's you need to know your platform. I'm glad we're going to Ninja. I've been learning Ninja. It's been actually a good experience for me to have tons of videos on YouTube, which is where I've been spending my time on between my meetings, watching these videos to learn. So it's just once you've been trading for a while, going from one platform to the other is pretty easy. It's just how do you get chart up, how do you save a template, how do you save a layout, and so forth. It's not that hard. So, but we are looking for a broker to go with. I think, Tina, you were asking yesterday who are we going to go with. And for those of you who are on here right now, we are talking to one broker right now to become basically having to be our preferred broker to use. But I still have to quiz them myself, because I want to ask a lot of things. I want to ask, who is your Forex, who is your liquidity provider, When I place a trade, is it going to go to you? You then turn around and spit out the markets, or am I going to get a good fill? Even though yes, it goes to CME and it goes so forth. Who's the middleman? Now, I love FXCM because it's STP. There's no dealing desk. I don't have to go through anybody. I go straight through their processors, straight on through their banks. So whatever price is being handed out, it's the price I get. I don't want any delay. We're going to ask them things about withdrawal process. Is it easy to get the account going? What's your fees for withdrawing money to your account, and so forth. So there's some things that we're gonna quiz them about, which I'll be talking to them about 20 plus minutes. I'll be giving them a call. Actually, I have a call with them to take, and that way make sure you guys get a decent broker. The hardest thing about trading, folks, is really, to me, was picking a broker. And Baby Pips will go over that. They will tell you. I'm still up on Baby Pips. Yes, they'll tell you. Where's Brokers 101, and they'll let you know about retail effects. Which broker to go with. To me, picking out a broker was about as hard as the thing I can actually get to. Bucket shops. You don't want to go in bucket shops. What broker should I choose? Different types of brokers. Going to come down to dealing desk, no dealing desk, right? See, right now at FXCM, we're non-dealing desk. We go straight through process, ECN, and so forth. Dealing desk, they're market makers. They're gonna turn around and hold your trade basically long enough to make a little bit of money off of that. That way, you're not getting as good of a fill. So they are the worst kind to have. It's counter traded by the broker. The broker will counter trade your trade, but the winning tries to offset. So it's really good to see what they're doing. When you're straight through process, which what we have right now, we're going to banks, hedge funds, and so forth. We're getting actually filled very quickly, and we are an STP, which is straight through process for FXCM. So I'm going to ask, even though I know futures are traded through CME, I'm going to ask them, well, yes, I know where my trade needs to go to get filled, but am I going through a dealing desk? And that's what we're asking. And you ask if that credit card's available withdrawals. Yeah, most brokers like FXCM, you can withdraw to your credit card. Say if you deposited $5,000, you can withdraw up to that $5,000. And once your account gets lower, you hit that max 5,000 withdrawal limit. Of course, when you do add more money to your account, you can then keep on withdrawing. I withdraw just ACH. I just draw straight up, wire to my bank. I put a request on a Wednesday. I get it by usually Thursday or Friday. I take out every 2 weeks 40% of whatever I've made for the 2 weeks trading, and that's how I pay myself. Yeah, you don't have to go to the bank. You just click on like FXCM. You just click on withdraw. How do you want your money to be a credit card or via ACH? And I just go through ACH, and then they just wire it to my bank. So if you do have a small bank, I know some brokers, they want you to have the SWIFT code, but since these are U.S. companies, any bank will work. Your local hometown bank will work just fine. So, but we are talking to the broker. We are getting a bunch of information before we move over, just to make sure, because my biggest concern is brokers. That to me, trading is hard enough, and to have a broker play games with you makes it even harder. Now, there's a few that I would never go back to ever. And if you guys are at Traders Expos and you go to these trader shows, these money shows, and you're getting approached by brokers, just ask them very quick, what kind of broker are you? If they say market maker, say thanks but no thanks, and walk away. If they say, well, we're a non-dealing desk STP type broker, then okay, they might be a good broker. But FXCM is our preferred broker for Forex, and then we're going to find one for futures. And of course, stock, I'd recommend Interactive Brokers or TD Ameritrade, because they are larger companies, but they do require quite a bit of money for starting an account. So that'll be something that we'll be looking into for you guys as well. So as far as the markets are concerned today, we did see the news coming out. Scanning the markets is very easy. You guys can do it all the time. So here we are. This would be our official candle to take on our short. I would have gotten in up here. That's just me. I play aggressive. But by doing this, I do put myself at risk that the market could just kind of stop and keep going back up. The reason I didn't do it today is I had news coming out. I want to see how that news would actually affect this price. But now for scalping, you guys are going to have some scalping this morning. That's why I'm going to not hold you too long. I want you guys to be able to get some scalping charts. Here we go. We can already see we've had our first ride down. We're still in our first small breath. So you would have X's right here, gotten back in, and ride down. Why? We're pulsing to the south. 1 minute's down, nice and clean. Nice and clean rides. We do have the volume, so this is time to go scalping. So I would wait for another pullback, like right over here, or a small blue-red, and start to scalp. Finding out your daily high and low. Let's see where my high and low is at. Euro USD, our low is 29,603. Not even there yet. So we have room to go. 603 is way down here. 603, yeah, 603, right about through here. So we have room for a small pullback and keep coming down. And my phone's going to be blowing up today. Let's see. All right, good question. All right, here's a question I got from the trading desk. GPD NVD short. Not there yet. And here's the reason why I wouldn't take this short, folks, in case you're scanning. Let me, the reason why I wouldn't take it is because look at how far we are deviated. We're not deviated enough to pull it. So here's a short last, where is it? The long they took, and then we turned. So last night, or actually yesterday at noon, here's your second setup. But right now, and then last night, here's your actual trades. You can actually pick a pair and just ride the pair up and down, and be cautious through your turns, which you're chopping. Right now, why I wouldn't go short is we didn't come out far enough outside the ocean. I have no selling volume, nothing really on as far as stealth. I do have a small turn on a 15-minute, but nothing to prompt me to get in right now. And I want to say this pair's daily is actually set to move up. Really, really weak day. So even though we can still go down, I hate risking things like that. So this would be a no-go for me. So if you guys are looking at this, and these are texts I get because the trading desk has to go through me before they place trades, and that's my quick assessment. So I will be very cautious. But as far as scalping is concerned, on the Euro USD, you guys got some chances to scalp. Wait for a pullback. Wait for a reload. You know, I'd like to see. Here you go. Now here's price. There you go. Price is actually pushed back up. There you go. So I'd let it see. The trading desk. We trade corporate accounts. We're actually a small trading firm, so we trade large corporate accounts, and we use the system to trade it. And I'm in charge of that. So anytime a trade is placed, that way we avoid a Mr. Leeson scenario that where we have unauthorized trades. We don't have a rogue trader. All trades have to go through me. They have to be notified of a trade before they get in and get out. That way I can say yes or no, and so that's our actual trading desk. When you come to boot camp, you'll see it. We just ordered I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We ordered 12 monitors, I want to say. I don't know if the photo is still there. Probably not. All right, so we ordered 12 monitors now, so you can follow multiple pairs. So let's see how we broke Cobra, and now it's back. I'd like to get a little push back up before I take my, because the further we move away from this lower low, the more we might have to move back down, because we're set to move back down. Now, the ocean looks a little bit curvy to me, a little bit like it wants to kind of go this way, but we know we got to come back down before we can go back up. So I would be cautious on a swing, but of course my hour is down. I'm going to start scalping. There we go. First blue red. That's my pullback point. Let my next few candles go. When I get that red green, I would hop back in for a scalp. But Any quick questions here? I got about 10 minutes left, and I got to make this phone call to these brokers and meet these guys. Any Nick, I'll look at your platform. Looked at today. Steven's actually there right now, and have him take a look at it. Any oh, you're back on now? Are you back in now? Okay. Do you know what the deal was? Maybe it was just a login error, or okay. All right. There you go. All right. Okay. As long as you're back in, you're good to go. So I'm gonna let these guys know. That trade is a no-go. Not to go on it. So everyone else so far understanding. Ross, are you kind of? I know that you've got the platform now for the trial. Are you getting the hang of it? Are you understanding? I hope everybody is actually getting the hang of it. We've got Terry pinning on this morning. USD NOK, USD SEK. All right, Ross is his first trade. 12 pip scout, nice. Like I said, 12 pips, 10 pips. You know, pips are pips. So that's why I go after 3. Because once your account gets bigger and you're trading $100 a pip, I mean, good lord, you can really start making some pretty good money there. Would you ask me, Nick? USD NOK, SEK. I don't have those. Take off my GPJ and my yen family. USD SEK, USD NOK. All right. Let's take a look at what these pairs are doing. Yeah. Yeah, Ross. I mean, you can trade lot 3 standard, which is 30 bucks a pip, and you make 40, 50 pips a day. You're consistently pulling some decent money. All right, Nick, your turn was back here about 7 o'clock this morning, which is 5 o'clock your time. We're coming back down, so just be careful. We've got selling volume present. If on a swing, you don't. Well, obviously you're gonna have to be a swing because I would not scalp these. These hardcore exotics I don't scalp because of the spread and the fact they can move. I mean, the spread's 13.8 and 16. There's really no point to scalp these. But yeah, you're a little bit behind because we've got close to value. Now we're taking a breath back down. We're cutting back down for a turn. What is your daily doing? Your daily's up, but it's getting to the point to where it should come back down and turn pretty soon. So if you take it, I would have gone and get in a little bit about 2 hours ago. I would have gotten in on this first blue red or this first candle that broke Cobra. Then we would have been able to make a decent ride. We'd have gotten in 148 pips. As soon as it went to value and it started coming back down, I'd have closed out. And that's just experience of trading it. So let me go back. I'll give it some questions here real quick here. And then real quick, I'll do the NOK, answer some questions, and pop off and call these brokers. All right, same concept. Here's your write-up. This actually was your candle. We've gotten the value. We're taking a bounce back down. So we do have buying volume, though, this one. So knowing the way this pair moves, but see how the ocean is arching to turn? At any point, we can come up and start to move sideways, or we can come through and start bouncing. So just be cautious because we are cycled to turn. So I would want to get in right on these pairs. The way they move so fast, I want to get in right on the break of Cobra. Now, there's times like right here on this bounce, I pulled on the ZAR trade I've done before and pulled a nice 140 pips in 15 minutes. But just be careful on those there to go long. You want to try to get on right at that first candle break Cobra. Yeah. I mean, we standard minis. When you first start, you'll trade in minis as well, which is $1 a pip. Once you start getting to $5 a pip, you'll start really seeing a big difference as far as cash you're coming in. But yeah, standards, once you get to $10 a pip, you're on your way. Once you get to, $1,000 a pip, I mean, you can see you might can take 2 trades a week and be done for your whole week. Yeah, no problem, Travis. And I was just giving you some grief there, Perry. All right. Okay, folks, I'm gonna hop off here. Got 5 minutes to go upstairs really quick and come back down and call the brokers. So I'll be on again tomorrow. Same thing. Tomorrow's Friday. We have some news coming out. I'm very cautious on Friday if I trade. I usually won't get into too many trades on Friday because one, I don't like holding on the weekend if it's a swing. If it's position, I'm all for it. No problem. If this was a position trade I took, 2 weeks ago, and here's Friday, no, we're heading down, no problem. Just be cautious on Friday. Head to Baby Pips. Nick's been there. It's a great site. It'll get you up to par, not just on Forex now. I mean, it's going to tell you a lot of things about brokers in general, trading in general, technical analysis. Things are going to help you in futures and stocks, whichever game you want to trade or you want to play. It's a great site. So we'll have all the packages for Ninja coming up pretty soon. Pricing, cloud fee, all the good stuff. How we're going to do everything, get all set up. It'll all come online to play. But as far as it's concerned, Tina, I'll get you an email. I'll send you that book. It's from last year or first of 2011, I think is when I wrote it, and get you guys hooked up, get you guys good to go. So no problem. So I'll see you guys early tomorrow morning, same time. Have a good day. You guys have some scalps on the Euro USD. See if you can get some pips, and I'll find out about the money room as well, Tina. I'll ask Vlad about that. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good day.